Hello students, today we are going to look into the definition of communication. Last video we have seen an introduction to the syllabus that we are going to cover in this particular course, that is your general elective corporate communication. Today we are going to understand a simple meaning of communication. What do you feel is a communication when you are going to interact or talk or speak or communicate with your friend? And he or she should also be in a state of mind to understand. So, in a simple way, communication is a process of passing information and understanding from one person to another person. Now, I would say that communication is a systematic process in which individuals interact, because in the process of communication, there are the 7 steps that have been involved with. These 7 steps should be followed in a similar manner so that information that is being sent or that is being shared by the sender reaches out to the receiver in the same or a required manner through symbols to create and interpret the meaning. When information is being shared from one person to another person, that information goes through the encoding and the decoding of the same, where you are going to look into or trying to convey that the meaning of the message remains the same. So, this is what is with the definitions of the communication. Next, we'll try to look into what are the objectives of communications. So, there are around 10 objectives of communication that one should be familiar with. Giving information. When I say communication, I am going to share information or give information to the receiver. The first objective or the first core objective is giving the information, and then you are going to inform them, share them, give them that information or the message. Second one, persuasion. Persuasion, that is, you're going to persuade them, convince them in order to understand the entire message the way you want them to. For an example, when your class teacher assigns you with a topic to do an assignment, she expects you or she convinces you to do the work in a similar manner the way she persuades you to do the same. This is where a persuasion comes into. And then conveying suggestion. We are all aware that individuals are a diversified set of different cultures that we are coming from. So when you are going to convey that suggestion, make sure that suggestions have been conveyed in a more prescribed manner, which is more positive in the term. Fourth one, advice. When you tend to receive an advice from a manager to the employee, there is a process of communication that could be noticed. Fifth one is a motivation. Communication is trying to look into the objective of motivating, where a manager tries to motivate his team to complete the project by the deadline that has been assigned to them. This is where a communication comes into the picture. Training. Communication is a way that one tends to train its employees in terms of trying to understand the operation system. Instructions, guidance, counseling can also be a part of your communication objective, where a superior is going to instruct, guide, and counsel the juniors that have been under his leadership. Eighth one is warning and appreciation. When communication is being look towards the positive side, but also being towards other side of the coin, where you're also trying to give a certain kind of information to a particular employee who is coming daily late to the company, who's not trying to complete his work in the time. That is where it says that the warning and appreciating, where you're going to appreciate an employee for his hard efforts or for his smart work that he has put into. Ninth one, resource utilization. Without there being any kind of wastage, you are going to look into the process of communication, where you are going to convey the right message to the right audience, delivered in the right manner. So there is a right utilizations of the resources. Management efficiency, which talks about the top level of the management are able to make sure that the frontline officers or the lower level of managers are able to understand the message that is being delivered to them in the right manner. So these are the objectives of communications that we have seen in today's session. Thank you, students. We'll continue in the same with the next week.